Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I thought that it would be really cool to give Amigurumi a try. I think that's how you pronounce it. I've seen Amigurumi and I've seen Amigurumi, so I'm not entirely sure which one it is, but I'm going to say Amigurumi. If that's wrong, please let me know down in the comments below. I have also been getting a couple of requests. People want to see me try amigurumi, and I think it'll be so fun. Okay, so for amigurumi, a lot of people use chenille yarn. I think that's how you pronounce it. This is the only color that I have. Okay, I don't have any other Chanel yarn, whatever, because I find it really hard to work with. Personally, I find it's difficult to see your stitches. So I don't have much experience with this type of yarn. Since this is the only color I have, I figured I could make one of two projects, either a teddy bear or a chicken. And if you know me, you know that I have chickens. I have 5 chickens to be exact, 1 rooster and 4 hens, and I thought it would be really cool to give making a chicken a try. So that's what we're going to do in today's video. I do have a tutorial pulled up. The tutorial is by Stellar Crafts. And yeah, I'm looking at the tutorial and it looks kind of easy. So like there's the little, they're called sickles on roosters. I'm not sure if that's what they're called on hens, but like the red thing on their heads and things. So this is all of the red that I have when it comes to worsted weight yarn. This is acrylic, it's not chenille, but I feel like it'll work. I feel like it'll be fine. Just a little varying in texture. And then for the beak, I have these colors, right? I'm not sure which one I'm going to choose as of yet. I tried to go to Dollar Tree to find more chenille yarn because I know that they have it. However, my Dollar Tree, without me having to make another hour drive, they didn't have any. They didn't really have any yarn at all at my location. So, looking at these colors, I think maybe I'll end up going with this orangey color. I feel like that's going to stand out a lot better with the chicken. I don't know. Maybe I will go with the mustard color. But here are the colors that I have to work with. And like I said, I'm going to be using a tutorial by Stellar Crafts, and she recommends a 4mm hook with your worsted weight yarn. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I also ordered some safety eyes a while ago, actually, off of Amazon. It has so many eyes and so many sizes. Oh my gosh, look how teeny tiny these ones are here in the corner. They're so little. But yeah, there's like so many sizes. There's even little noses in here. So I could do a teddy bear one day if you guys wanted to see that. Maybe I'll make a video of like trying to freehand a pattern too for amigurumi. I think that would be pretty cool. So here's what I know about amigurumi. Typical crochet, you use the yarn over method. However, with amigurumi, because you're trying to make the stitches as dense as possible and you're also only working on the right side or like the front side of your work. So I know you use the yarn under method. Oh, you know what I didn't get for this project? Stuffing, polyfill. I didn't get any. Well, it looks like I'm going to have a donor. But we'll choose our donor when we get closer to the end of the project. I'll let them, decide. But anyways, let's go ahead and get right into it. I was looking at the tutorial, the first couple of rows, and I think we'll be able to do this. Wish me luck. Okay, so it seems like I'm not going to need the safety eyes until a little bit later. So, also, of course, YouTube is updating on my iPad. But I did look at the first couple of rows, so basically I'm just chaining 2. I will link this tutorial down in the description if you all are curious to which tutorial I used, and also if you want to make a little chicken yourself. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's already so difficult to see my stitches. This might be a mistake. I don't know. I have some other, like some acrylic yarn that I could use if I find this too difficult. Because wow. That is so hard to see. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Okay, hold on. Let me restart. So, full transparency, I actually did restart this project about 3 times. But you know what they say, third time's the charm. Okay, I think I'm starting to get somewhere. This is how it's looking so far. The stitches are definitely becoming more defined. However, I don't know why the bottom looks like that. It has this lump, but if I flip it the other way, it's like smooth. So I don't know. Am I supposed to flip Amigurumi inside out? Or is there something that's like in the way here? I don't know. Hold on. Let me see if I can like tighten this thing down or something. I don't know. Okay, well, maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was the tail. Okay, I fixed it. Okay, lump has been averted. I am currently on round 6, and I'm noticing my stitch count is off by a couple, but I really don't care to go back and fix it, to fix the count, so we're just going to keep rocking and rolling with it. It is odd that we're not joining the round with a slip stitch. I feel like I don't know. I don't know anything about amigurumi, so maybe you're not really supposed to. I don't know. Maybe that's not typical in the amigurumi space. But I'm on round 6. And I should be ending with 48 stitches, so let's very quickly see how many stitches I end up with, I guess. Yeah, so I'm ending on 44, and I should be ending on 48 stitches. So somewhere I've lost 4 stitches in this. I just dropped some yarn too. So I don't really know how I lost 4 stitches, but like I said, I don't really want to go back and unravel it. So I'm not going to. We're just going to keep trucking. Surely those 4 stitches aren't that big of a deal. What I'm hoping anyway. And like I said, I don't know how big this chicken is supposed to end up being, but I am using a 5mm crochet hook now instead of the 4.5 or 4. So I sized up a whole size. So I think it'll be a little bit bigger, but okay, so now I'm just supposed to single crochet in every single stitch, no more increasing as of right now. So I'm just going to do that really quickly. Okay, so I just watched back the tutorial, and apparently I was supposed to do this last round, round 8, in the back loop only, like do a row of single crochet in the back loop only. So I just watched the next portion of the tutorial to see if it's like absolutely necessary that I rip it back, and no, it's not. So I'm just going to do the next row around in the back loop only. I don't think it'll make too big of a difference. It's really just the turning round from what I'm seeing for this chicken, so we'll be fine. We'll be fine. 1, 2, 3. This is all I do when I'm crocheting something. I just kind of, if I've made a mistake, sometimes I'll rip it back and that's fine. But other days I don't want to unravel it and redo everything when I'm crocheting, because crocheting is supposed to be nice and relaxing, you know? So I don't want to be stressing too much. Plus, yeah, you can't even really tell the turning round from the rest of the uh, chicken body. So I think we're going to be a-okay. Speaking of being a-okay, have you guys heard about the Joann situation? The yarn store? I don't think they're gonna be a-okay. Basically, they've claimed bankruptcy again for the second time, and they're trying to find a buyer by March to hopefully keep their stores open. I've been seeing so many like Instagram reels or like TikTok videos of people being like, Joann, what did you do with the money I gave you? Like, which is so true. Like, I know so many people who shop at Joann, especially over Hobby Lobby or Michaels, and for them to be going out of business is so crazy. But then you think about it, about how many coupons they give you, and like, I mean, they're always giving me coupons or running deals, and then the coupons can be stacked with the deals, so they really do just like most of the time give a lot of stuff away for so cheap. So, you know what? I guess I kind of see why why they're kind of struggling, but it makes me so sad. And also, like, I see a lot of people who say that Joann has like the best selection of yarn for them. And like no other store around them has that kind of selection. I don't know what Joann you guys are going to. Maybe I just need to go to a different one, but the Joann that I always go to, their selection is not very big. It used to be really, really big when it came to the yarn, but then I don't know what happened. They like rearranged their store and now they only have like one aisle of yarn. Whereas before they used to have like three, maybe four aisles of yarn. So it's like, I don't know what happened, why they decided to rearrange and like downsize their yarn section at this store in particular that I go to. But it really, really sucked. I did not like it at all, not one bit. So I have been going to Hobby Lobby a little bit more recently, especially because the crochet club that I go to, we meet at this coffee shop right across from a Hobby Lobby. So sometimes we'll just go there and get yarn and things like that. And I understand why some people don't like to support Hobby Lobby, but unfortunately for me living in a very rural area, that's like all I can get, you know? But also at the same time, I've noticed there's a lot of shaming when when it comes to the crochet and yarn community or like knitting community also. Like there's a lot of shaming when it comes to these things. And it's like something that's super accessible to you, like shopping small, right? For like yarn, there's not like small business yarn stores around me. I live in a very rural area and that just is not accessible to me. Um And so, I don't know. The way I see it is like if anyone wants to spend their money someplace, let them. Like, and if they want to buy acrylic yarn instead of wool or like instead of alpaca or whatever, like some people can't afford to spend, like $40 on one hank of yarn, you know, because acrylic is so affordable. I mean, you can make a whole sweater. Like you get so many colors for $40 instead of one hank of a natural, fiber. Which like I totally get the yarn, the waste aspect of it. Like a lot of people want to use, like earth-friendly fibers, and I totally get that, and that's so cool. I totally would do that if I was able to. But the reality of it is that a lot of people can't afford to do that or it's not accessible for them to do that, and I don't think we should shame people based on what kind of fibers they're using, especially because crochet and knitting has really, I feel like, blown up these last couple of years on social media. Obviously, they've been around for centuries, but because these big box stores are, you know, now carrying yarn and crochet and knitting supplies, it's far more accessible than it once was. I mean, Dollar Tree carries crochet hooks and knitting needles now, It's just, I don't know. I feel like we should celebrate that people decide to pick up the craft, especially when for the longest time crochet and knitting was, not as appreciated as it is now. Um or, passed down and things like that. Like now it's far more accessible. We have YouTube. We have people who teach us how to do these things whereas maybe we didn't have family who could teach us these things, and I think we should be more welcoming as a community. I'm not saying that a lot of people are unwelcoming. I certainly have not run into anyone who is unwelcoming, like to me personally, but I have come across some people here on YouTube who show like a project that they're making, and I'm like, wow, that garment is so beautiful. And then they say like, oh, well, I use wool, which is so cool. But a lot of people can't afford to spend like $200 on a cardigan or sweater, and then a lot of people are like, well, you're basically using plastic and that's very harmful to the planet. And I totally get that argument. I do. But it goes right back to a lot of people are not financially able to use earth friendly fibers, whether that's plant or animal fibers. I don't know why I just decided to go on that rant. Okay, here's how my chicken is looking so far. I think this is going to be like a nice little desk sized chicken, probably. It's looking really, really good so far, actually. And I'm just going through my rounds. I'm making sure to keep track on my little tally counter here. Um, but honestly, this is like the more that I'm working with this yarn, the more the stitch definition is like becoming more like defined, pronounced. Is that it? I don't know. Basically, the more that I create stitches, the more that I can actually see them. So after getting through the first couple of rounds, like now I can really see where my stitches are in this yarn, and it's not so bad to work with anymore, to be honest. I am curious how we're going to do like the things on top of the chicken's head. Again, for a rooster, I know they're called a sickle or they're sickles, but I don't know what it is for a hen. I'm sure I've put the word up on the screen, but I am interested to see how we're going to do that, and also when I need to put the eyes in. And I also don't know what size eyes I want to use. I don't want to give them like the chicken like super big eyes or anything, but I also don't want to give them really like little baby eyes. I don't know. I am really excited for the little chicken though. I swear I'll have to take it out there so you guys can see it side by side with my chickens, but okay, I have worked on this chicken to get it to round 17. So here's what it's looking like. Oh, let me pop out the little butt. There we go. This is what it's looking like so far, and I am on round 18, and apparently I need to start decreasing. Um, I think this is maybe where my stitch count will kind of come back to bite me in the butt. But we'll see, I guess. Yeah, I just need to start decreasing. I am about halfway through this tutorial. Oh my gosh. Huh. Yeah, I'm at minute 14 and it's a 30-minute or 29-minute tutorial, so still got a little bit to go, but this is my little progress check-in. Honestly, it's working up pretty fast, so I don't know. I think I'm gonna finish this today. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I don't know how long amigurumi normally takes people, so I'm not entirely sure if I'm working pretty fast or pretty slow. But I think I started at around 2 p.m. It's currently 3:12 p.m. So this is about an hour's worth of work. I don't know if that's really, really slow or fast or average, but let's hop into the decreasing. So luckily, the amount of stitches that I ended up being short did not matter in the final decreasing rows or rounds. I just didn't decrease a couple of times when I was supposed to make up for the count. I just realized the time has finally come where I have to find a stuffing donor. It's gonna be somebody. Who's it gonna be? Who's on the chopping block? Oh man. Okay, let me find something to use as our stuffing donor, and I'll be right back. I've secured the donor. She consented. It's a little mango. Mango squishmallow. I don't know her name, but I appreciate her sacrifice. Okay, so to access the stuffing or polyfill from my donor, I just used my scissors and made a slit up the back of the plush so I could eventually seam it up one day and you wouldn't even be able to tell. And then I stuffed my chicken, and I also picked out her eyes and we worked on the comb. This is me kind of upset with the placement of my eyes because I made one a little bit higher than the other, but you know what? It adds character. Okay, my first amigurumi project is complete. Look at her. Oh my gosh. If you guys can't tell, I did place her eyeballs a little lopsided. So she's kind of looking at you, but also kind of looking somewhere else at the same time. She is a plump little girly. Look at her. I think, if I had maybe stopped a couple of rows down here, she would be a little bit like longer, if that makes sense. Like, I definitely think that because my stitch count was off, that's why she turned out so short. But also at the same time, I think she's so cute. I am glad that I went with the yellow color for her beak instead of the neon orange that I had. And her little comb looks so good. I'm so proud of this. Also, the stitches are very, very consistent. My tension was really, really good. You can't see any of the stuffing through the stitches, and it's very opaque, if that's the word. But wow, I am so, so proud of this. I think she turned out so stinking cute. I would like a bigger one for sure, like for a pillow. But I think blanket yarn would be better for that. This was, I believe, like a weight 4 yarn that I had. I don't know why I thought in the beginning that it would turn out so much bigger, but it definitely did not turn out bigger. This is definitely like a little desk pet type chicken. Also, a big thank you to the mango squishmallow for the stuffing donation. I cut it up the back because I figured I'd probably be able to seam it back up and put it on my shelf and nobody would even know. No one would be none the wiser that there was a big cut down the back. But I am so happy with this. I'm glad that I did the chicken instead of the teddy bear. I think this turned out super, super cute. And it is 3:55 p.m., so this took me about 2 hours um, for everything on it, which I think is pretty slow for Amigurumi. I think there's people who are much faster than I. But for my first attempt, I think that that is fine, to be honest. I think the time is pretty good having to learn all of this, but it's so cute. I really like it. Its derpy little face is hilarious. It's like it's kind of looking at you, but also drifting a little bit. It's kind of like this, like a little side look, right? I love the comb. The comb is so, so funny, but we just crocheted that directly onto the chicken because that was my question from earlier is I didn't know if we were going to crochet it and then sew it on, but I'm so happy with how it turned out. Let me know down in the comments, how did I do on my first amigurumi? I think it's so cute. I love her so, so much. She's hilarious. I hope this was a good attempt. I think it was. I'm very, very proud of myself for it. I think she's adorable. Also, make sure to let me know down in the comments below. Have you ever tried amigurumi? And if so, how did it go? I've seen some pictures that are pretty funny, and I'm glad that my attempt did not turn out that way. I think those are, maybe people who didn't have that much crochet knowledge. I, on the other hand, did, so I knew kind of more what I was doing. But with that, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I believe this video is coming out on a Friday. So I hope you guys had a great week and I hope you have a great weekend. And I'll see you back with another video Monday. I think after Monday, I'll do a video that Friday, and then I think I will be cutting down to one video a week. I think I will make my videos come out on Fridays. Just because I put out a lot of content and I can kind of feel it in my wrists most times. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below, how do we feel about one video a week and that video coming out on a Friday? If you want a different day of the week, let me know down in the comments and I'll um listen to what you guys have to say. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I will see you Monday with a new one. Um yeah, I hope to see you there. Bye. Bye.